Hey guys, it's Roberto. It is a ridiculously gorgeous day out, so I decided to have lunch out by the lake, something a little different. You really should take time to just kind of like enjoy everything around you, and it sounds really fluffy, but I'm going to definitely explain that here. But today's vlog, today's Creative Thoughts episode is about the thing that 99% of people don't understand about success and why the far majority of people ultimately fail in their endeavors. And again, guys, like, this isn't limited to the context of YouTube or social media or influence, but it does loop into those things, especially into the business world. And I feel like I need to tell you this, I need to talk about this, because I don't think most people are saying it and they're not qualifying it in any meaningful way. And I'm going to tell you what I did that works or whatever. If you decide that you consider what I've done to be successful, then you can understand how I got there through what I'm about to explain about a couple of fundamental things that, again, I don't think most people are keeping this a secret from you. I think they don't fully know how to articulate or explain what it is that they've actually done. The common thing that you will hear from people is to study success and study successful people and study all these masters. But if you don't know what you're looking at in the first place, if you don't understand the material, if you don't understand the language of success, if you don't understand the language of the things that these people are talking about in their journey, you could sit there and you could consume all the information. You can listen to these people all day, and it won't necessarily translate, or it won't matter for you in a meaningful way, because you can listen to them, but you're not hearing them. You don't actually get how to do the thing that they're telling you, no matter how many times you hear it. And the reason I think that message is important is because people are being made to feel stupid, and I don't think it's intentional. There are plenty of people who will say, I've tried everything, I've done everything, and they're being made to feel stupid or like things don't work or like things are a scam, because the thing that people aren't talking about is the fact that if you don't know the rules and the jargon, and you don't understand the technical aspects of this process that people are trying to walk you through, how can you do it, right? I could sit there and I could try to mimic somebody who's an athlete, but if I don't understand how the rowing machine works, if I don't understand how the leg press machine works, if I don't understand the terminology and the jargon of athletics, then everything they say to me is Greek. It doesn't matter. It goes in one ear and out the other. And I think that that's a big barrier for people, but it's not even the worst part of it. What's even worse is that when people are looking at those very successful people they want to learn from, they are judging themselves against those people. They are making unfair comparisons of themselves to people who are already successful, who've already made it, and they are setting unreasonable expectations of themselves because of it. One of the things I've always talked about, one of the things I've always advocated for, is this concept of running your own race. And it's not an accident that I use that phrase. I was a track and cross country runner. My coach said, Roberto, you can either be a phenomenal runner or you can be a so-so soccer player. Pick one and make it a priority. And that's how I became a cross country and track champion. That's how I became captain of my team. That's how I won my medal. That's how, I ended up doing like a 5:15 mile, 10:26 2 mile, a 18:18 5K race. Like, those were my best times at my peak. And it was because I focused on this thing that I was good at, and because I learned the concept of running my own race. I wouldn't worry about other people and how they were training, what they were doing. They didn't have my body type, they didn't have my DNA, they didn't have my circumstances. So what was the point about worrying about them? What I did was I did study things about them that make sense, like their discipline, like their consistency. The things that I could apply to myself, I applied to myself. But when it came to my execution of it, I did it my way, and I listened to my own body. I couldn't do other people's diet because that wouldn't work for me, and I didn't have their body type, I didn't have their metabolism, so I had to do my own diet. But doing a constant workout regimen, even if it wasn't the same as theirs, that was practical. Looking at their running technique, if their body type was similar to mine, that was practical. So I don't think most people know how to study other people's success. And more importantly, I think they make the mistake of playing the comparison game. I feel like if more people focused on the concept of self-mastery would be better for them than like anything else. Disciplining themselves to focus on their strengths overwhelmingly and to double down on that, triple down on the thing that you're very, very good at. And then get to a point to where it's diminishing returns to up the levels of quality or skill or what have you any further. And then you switch to the quantity game, which is why I've always said that it's both quality and quantity. But here's the thing. There's a diminishing returns aspect to quality that you get to a lot faster than the diminishing returns on quantity. And sometimes you need quantity to produce quality in the first place. Let me explain. If you've ever played a sport, or if you've ever played an instrument, or if you've ever done art, then you understand the concepts of muscle memory, the concepts of repetition, and the importance of consistency and habits. Notice that all of those things that I just talked about are quantity. They are something that is measured in quantity. Doing 100 push-ups matters. Showing up to practice every day matters. Playing an instrument every day for 5 years matters, okay? There is no disputing the quantitative aspect of any of those things. In that regard, quality is a result of quantity, so you cannot have one without the other in that regard. And I would also argue that if you want to do something in terms of quality, if you think that you can do something of quality, if you think you can do something without practice, without putting in the work, unless you are supernaturally talented, it ain't gonna happen. And so, my friends, the thing that is holding 99% of you back is a lack of self-awareness and a lack of self-mastery. You don't know who you are yet, so you're chasing other people. Because you don't know who you are, and because you don't know what you're good at yet, you're looking at other people, and you're using those people and what they've accomplished as the measuring stick for who you are, and you're using things like that, and your follower count, your subscribers, the attention, the acknowledgement, you're using all of that as a basis for evaluating your self-worth because you lack the self-awareness and the self-discipline to figure out who you are and what you're good at and to respect that on its own merits. And that's where you're messing up, and that's what's hurting you. And what it's doing is it's causing you to have all these bad habits. It's meaning that you're not being disciplined and focused because you're worried about the external validation and all of those things. And the worst part is, it's not even your fault because you've been marketed to and story told to in a way that makes you believe that those things actually matter in the first place. So my question to you is also a challenge. Question of the day. Who are you and what are you actually good at and why does it matter? Drop that in the comment section. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome stuff on the channel. Thanks for letting me share my creative thoughts with you. Again, this is not meant to razz anybody. This isn't meant to make you feel bad. But again, I really believe that this is why 99% of people, probably 99.9% of people, don't make it. And so I want you to have your shot, and I hope that this helps. As always, you guys, just thank you so much for watching, hanging in there with me. And don't forget, go out there somewhere really beautiful and create something awesome today. All right? Take care.